What if the NBA's most famous duo wasn't Shaq and Kobe, but Shaq and Penny? Before Kobe Bryant ever put on the purple and gold, Shaquille O'Neal had already formed a deadly partnership with Penny Hardaway in Orlando. A powerful big man and a flashy guard, the blueprint for Shaq and Kobe had already existed. But what if they had stayed together? Could Orlando have become the league's first true dynasty of the post-Jordan era? Part 1. Orlando's Rise. The early 1990s Orlando Magic were brand new to the NBA, but they struck gold in the draft. First came Shaquille O'Neal in 1992, a 7'1", 300-pound monster who instantly became a star. Then in 1993, they traded for Penny Hardaway, a tall, versatile guard who could pass, shoot, and run the offense with Magic Johnson-like flair. Together, they made the Magic must-watch television. By 1995, they shocked the world by beating Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls in the playoffs. Yes, the only team to take down Jordan in the 1990s. The Magic reached the NBA Finals, and suddenly everyone thought, this is the NBA's next great dynasty. Part 2. The blueprint before Kobe, Shaq, and Penny had the same inside-outside chemistry that Shaq and Kobe would later perfect. Shaq, unstoppable in the paint, a walking double team. Penny, tall enough to post up guards, skilled enough to run the floor, flashy enough to make highlights every night. They were young, confident, and already winning big. To many, they were the first version of what would later become the Lakers' championship formula. Part 3. The Golden Opportunity. The timing could not have been better. Michael Jordan retired in 1993, leaving the NBA wide open. By the time he returned in 1995, he was still great but rusty. The Magic had a real window to dominate. With Shaq and Penny entering their primes, Orlando could have easily won championships in 1996, 1997, and beyond. Even when the Bulls regrouped and won 72 games in 1996, Orlando was the team many thought could challenge them again. Part 4. What went wrong? So, why did this dream duo fall apart? The cracks started to show earlier than most people realize. Shaquille O'Neal was already a superstar, bigger than life, literally and figuratively. Fans loved him, kids worshipped him, and the media wanted him on every magazine cover. Penny Hardaway, meanwhile, was fast rising as the league's new golden boy. He had his own shoe line, commercials, and was being called the future face of the NBA behind the scenes. This created tension. Shaq wanted to be the guy. He felt underappreciated in Orlando, especially when local media and even team marketing seemed to push Penny just as hard as him. Then came the money issue. In 1996, Shaq hit free agency. Orlando's front office hesitated, worried about giving him a record-breaking contract. Even worse, there was a local newspaper poll that asked fans if Shaq was worth $100 million, and a shocking percentage said no. That hurt. Shaq saw it as a lack of respect. At the same time, Penny's career took an unexpected turn. Knee injuries began to slow him down. He was still talented, but the explosive Penny that once looked like the next Magic Johnson wasn't the same. The combination of Shaq feeling unappreciated, the front office fumbling negotiations, and Penny's growing health issues led to a total collapse of what could have been the NBA's next dynasty. Part 5. The Alternate Timeline. But let's imagine Shaq stayed in Orlando. Let's imagine Penny stayed healthy. In that alternate reality, the Magic likely win at least 2 to 3 championships in the late 1990s. After the Bulls dynasty ended in 1998, the NBA would have been wide open, and Orlando would have been perfectly positioned to take over. Shaq's legacy would be tied to Magic, not the Lakers. Penny would be remembered as one of the greatest guards ever, not just a forgotten what-if story. And the Lakers? Without Shaq, maybe Kobe Bryant will never win 5 championships, and their dynasty never exists. The entire NBA landscape could have been rewritten. Part 6. Legacy of a Lost Dynasty. When people talk about NBA what-ifs, the story of Shaq and Penny is always near the very top of the list. They weren't just teammates, they were the blueprint. A dominant big man paired with a tall, creative guard who could score, pass, and control the game. Years later, when Shaq joined forces with Kobe in Los Angeles, people couldn't help but say, "We've seen this before, back in Orlando." The Magic were supposed to be the heirs to the throne in the 1990s. They had just swept Michael Jordan's Bulls in the 1995 playoffs, proving they could beat the greatest. They had a new arena, a young roster, and two megastars barely entering their primes. In many ways, the NBA was ready to crown Orlando as the next dynasty. But the dream never lasted. Shaq's exit changed everything. Penny's injuries kept piling up, and what could have been a decade of championships turned into a memory of wasted potential. Instead of rewriting history, the Magic became the cautionary tale of how fragile greatness can be. Still, their brief time together left an undeniable mark. Kids who grew up in the mid-90s remember watching Shaq break backboards while Penny threw flashy passes and pulled off moves guards twice his size couldn't. The Little Penny commercials made Penny a cultural icon. Together, they made Orlando matter in the NBA conversation, something no one thought possible when the franchise was born in 1989. And maybe that's the saddest part of all. They weren't just good, they were special. They made fans believe they were watching the next Jordan and Pippen, the next Magic and Kareem. But instead of years of dominance, we only got a short glimpse of what could have been. Today, the legacy of Shaq and Penny isn't measured in rings. It's measured in questions, in highlights, and in the imagination of basketball fans everywhere. They were the first Shaq and Kobe. But unlike the Lakers duo, their story ended before the dynasty could truly begin. So, here's the question for you. If Shaq and Penny had stayed together, could they have been even better than Shaq and Kobe? Or was their breakup destiny leading to the Lakers' legendary run? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this NBA deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that shape the game we love.